Yes, Indeedidi. Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Phillies Hot Seat Videocast, and today we're going to be recapping last night's game between the Philadelphia Phillies and the New York Mets as the Phillies took down the Mets by a final score of 4-1. Didi Gregorius with a big two-run home run to help the Phillies get a 4-1 win here. As the Phillies have had some injury problems, Rhys Hoskins goes on the 10-day IL. Oh my goodness gracious, this is a big blow for the Phils. This is a very, very big blow. We still have not seen JT Realmuto with Hoskins with the left elbow strain. Big, big blow for the Phils. As I said, JT Realmuto still day-to-day with that sore hip. Oh boy, Jake Arrieta exited the game last night. Kyle Garlick exited the game last night. A lot of injuries for this Phillies team. We're getting an injury bug. Oh my gosh, and when it rains, it pours when it comes to injuries. I mean, think about how many injuries have all come up all at once. Think about it. Think about it. The Hoskins and JT, now it's the Arrieta, now it's the Kyle Garlick. Man, we've been having a lot of injuries. A lot of injuries. Now, guys, before we get into this video, please subscribe if you have not yet. Please turn on the notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video, and let's get into this. Now, guys, this was a good way to start off a three-game series. All three of these games are at 7-5. This Mets team, they're not a very good baseball team. They're not a very good baseball team. But you know what? We're able to get the job done against them. I'm so proud of this team. Didi Gregorius just continues to rake. This guy's been great at shortstop for us this year, but I'm so proud of this team. We've battled some injuries. You know what? We're still able to go out there and get the W, and we're probably going to make the playoffs. Expanded playoffs are in our favor. But you know what? This says a lot about this team with the injuries that we've had, and the guys are missing out of our lineup that we've been able to win. And the Phillies just announced, I believe it was last night, that they had signed first baseman Greg Bird and catcher Jonathan Lucroy, which is going to be some bench pieces for this team. And that's not a good sign for JT Realmuto. Hoskins was already placed on the IL, so the Greg Bird signing kind of makes sense. But the fact you go out and sign Jonathan Lucroy kind of shows that, like, wow, I hope everything's okay with JT Realmuto. But he has still not been placed in the IL. Hoskins was placed in the 10-day IL, but JT was not. But you know what, guys? Arrieta could have been his last start as a Philly last night. We'll get to that a little bit later. Guys, let's start the scoring summary in the bottom of the fourth inning. Kyle Garlick exited the game due to a rib cage issue, and Adam Hazley came in to pinch hit for him as he singles on a line drive to center field. Gene Segura and Scott Kingery score, and it is now a 2-0 Phillies lead. Adam Hazley just continues to rake. I told you, I keep saying this every single time I bring up Adam Hazley's name. I said, if this guy can stay healthy, he's going to be great for us. He's a good bat. He's a good lefty bat who could play center field. You know what? So I love this kid. I mean, I love our young players like Bohm, Hazley, and I know Howard hasn't done much in the big leagues yet, but I'm looking forward to seeing that kid develop in the big leagues. And we jump ahead. Top of the fifth inning, Brandon Nimmo, who got the lead off for the Mets last night. He homers on a line drive to right field, his 7th of the season. And the Mets make it a 2-1 ball game. And that was off of Jake Arrieta, of course. But he was taken out of that 6th inning. Then in the bottom of the 5th inning, yes, Indeedidi, Didi Gregorius homers on a line drive to right center field, a 2-run shot, his 8th of the season, and the Phillies now take a 4-1 lead, and they go on to win by that score, 4-1. Now let's talk about the Jake Arrieta injury. Jake Arrieta grabbed the back of his right leg after throwing a pitch that hit Andres Jimenez on the Mets, and he was limping off the field, and he was taken out of the game. Jojo Romero came in to relieve him. This is bad. Arrieta missed, I think, 17 days in September of 2017 with this similar issue. And there's 11 days remaining of the season. Not 11 days. 11 days remaining of the season. So do we see Arrieta's last start as a Philly? Is that it? Is that it for his time with the Phillies, guys? Was last night the last start that we see Jake Arrieta pitch? Possibly. And wow, if it is, wow. I mean, what a way to end that. Just capping off a horrible contract, a horrible time in Philadelphia. We overpaid for him. There's no question about that. That was just a terrible contract. But he was grabbing the right leg. He was grabbing his right leg. He was limping off the field. That's not a good sign. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go on the IL. This is not good for the Phillies. I know Arrieta isn't that good, but guys, he can go out there and pitch you 5-6 innings. You know, only allow 2 to 3 runs. That's Jake Arrieta for you right now. He's at that point in his career, he will give you that. And I guarantee you he will go somewhere and get like a cheap one-year deal. He's going to pitch again. I guarantee it, obviously. I mean, he has enough left in the tank. So, I mean, that's probably it, though. I mean, I know he pitched through 30% of the season last season with a bone spur issue. So this guy is tough, but this is a big, big blow for this Phillies team. But Bryce Harper, I'll talk a little bit about Bryce Harper. McCutcheon leadoff spot went 0 for 4 last night, but Bryce Harper, 0 for 4. He flew out, he lined out like he does always. He always hits the ball right, but it's always right to somebody. Two hard ground outs right to somebody. It's so frustrating for Bryce Harper. So frustrating. He needs to adjust. Like, I'm starting to be like, all right, Bryce, well, you're getting unlucky, but now it's kind of be like, okay, well, every single time you line out to some, you're lining out too much. Like, it's almost just like, oh, well, he hits a screamer right to somebody. It's almost like, yeah, if it happens once or twice, you're like, yeah, it's just bad luck. But it's happening all the time. It's just getting weird now. It's just getting weird. So hopefully he can just snap out of this, man. I mean, hope he can make it to 10 home runs before the end of this year. I mean, it's a little bit concerning. We only have 13 games left. Hopefully he can do that. I hope he can. I think he can. He can get his batting average up to 270, 280, then it won't be a terrible season for Bryce Harper, right? If it stays where it is right now, it's not going to be good, man. But his strikeout rate, his strikeout percentage is much lower than it was last year. I talk about this a lot. Mike Trout. And I know, Mike Trout is a way better baseball player than Bryce Harper. I'm not trying to say that Mike Trout is a better baseball player than Bryce Harper. Mike Trout is on a whole nother level. He's the best player in baseball. No one else can even compare to him. But Mike Trout has a higher strikeout percentage than Bryce Harper. So it's just going to show you Harper's not striking out that much this year. He's making contact with the ball, but he's just getting so unlucky. He's getting so unlucky. Now, I hope that he could work with Joe Dillon to change that approach a little bit. Alec Boehm got the start at first base last night. He was good at first base, collected a hit as well. Scott Kingery looks a little bit better. His batting average still sits at 143. But he looks a little bit better. Hit that home run in Miami the other day when it didn't even mean anything. But you know what? He's starting to look a little bit better. Adam Hazley, that Kyle Garlick exiting the game actually worked out for us because Adam Hazley was able to hit that clutch 2 RBI single for us. I'm not going to say an injury is good. I'm not saying that at all because Kyle Garlick exited the game so that way Adam Hazley can come into play. But you know what? Adam Hazley got 2 runs for us last night. Who knows what would have happened? But Arrieta went 5 1/3, 8 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts. The Mets stranded a lot of base runners last night. A lot of double plays for the Phils a lot of double plays that the Mets hit themselves into. So that was good for the Phils to be able to get those double plays, the twin killing double play. But Arrieta, as I said, guys, it could be his last start as a Philly. Jojo Romero came in to relieve him. I like what Jojo Romero's been able to do. He's a nice lefty. That's the thing I kind of like about him. There's not many lefties on our pitching staff when it comes to bullpen and with our starting rotation. And Adam Morgan is one of them as well. But you know what? I like what Jojo Romero's been able to do for us. Has a 2.89 ERA. But it always feels like whenever our guys come in the game, like Tommy Hunter, David Phelps, Heath Hembree, David Hale, Hector Neris, we always have to put all these runners on base and make everything so scary. Am I right? Why can't we just ever have a nice inning? We're like, okay. That was easy. It's always just down to the wire. It drives me crazy. It's always just like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen here? I'm so scared because there's runners on second and third with 2 out, and there's Pete Alonso's up at the plate. I know Alonso's not having a good year, but what's going to happen here? That was a situation last night. Now, I mean, I'm just using that as an example. That actually did happen last night. I believe Alonso was up in a crucial situation. Luckily, we were able to get him out, but oh my goodness gracious. I tell you, it's really, really scary. And Hector Neris, you can't trust that guy. I was talking to my grandfather last night, and he watches every one of my videos, so I'm sure you're listening to this. But he made a good point. He said, if I was the manager on the other team, he said, I would not want these guys to swing. He said, I would wait for them. He said, I would tell the hitters, wait to throw a strike before I'd swing the bat. Because you just don't know with Hector Neris. He is so wild. He's crazy. He's crazy, throwing all these wild pitches. I mean, I like his splitter, but I feel like he just needs to get it together. You know what I'm saying? Tommy Hunter, another guy who just makes everything interesting, loads all these runners on base, getting these 3-2 counts. I'm getting tired of it with this bullpen about how bad we are, and we get ourselves in these situations where a lot can go wrong. Because you've seen it plenty of times this year. Yeah, we've been able to get out a lot of these big jams we've got ourselves into. But think about how many times we haven't, and damage has been done where a 3-run homer has been hit, or a 2-run homer has been hit, or an extra base hit has been hit, driving multiple runs. So it's not good, man. We cannot be. We're going to make the playoffs. We're not going to go deep in the playoffs because we don't have the pitching to do it. We don't have the bullpen because a lot of these teams in the playoffs are just going to tee off of our bullpen. Look what the Miami Marlins have been able to do. Now I want to say something about what I said. I got a lot of people, talking to me in the comments because they don't really agree with me saying the Marlins are a bad team. I want to revise that. You know what? Because I will say the Marlins are not a good I don't think they're a very good baseball team. They're a lot better than they were last year. I will give them that. Jesus Aguilar had a great 2018 campaign, was horrible in 2019. He was able to rebound this year. He's a good baseball player. Brian Anderson, he's a good young baseball player. Corey Dickerson, he's a 240 hitting left fielder. The best days of his career are already over. Jorge Alfaro, not having a good season at all. They have a good young staff, but Cisco Sanchez cannot stay healthy. So let's see how long he could play. Now, he could prove me wrong. But guys, I'm not really impressed with their players. It's just whenever they play us, it seems like they tee off of us. They are a decent team. They're not a very good team, but they're okay. Last year, they were absolutely terrible. I will agree with that. But this year, they are better than they were last year. A lot better than they were last year. I will say that. I will say that. I mean, they're not a pushover anymore. The Miami Marlins are not a pushover anymore. So I just wanted to clarify that. I'm glad I was able to do that. But guys, nice way to start off a 3-game series. A 4-1 victory over the New York Mets. Jake Arrieta exited the game. My goodness gracious. Holding that leg, limping off the field. Let's hope he's okay. Could be his last start as a Philly, guys. That could be it for him in a Phillies uniform. That could be the last time we see Jake the Snake Arrieta in a Phillies uniform. Kyle Gawrick exited the game. It actually worked out for us because Adam Hazley was able to come in and get that 2 RBI single. JT Realmuto with the sore hip. Rhys Hoskins goes on a 10-day IL with that left elbow strain. So, guys, that is pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please subscribe if you have not yet. Please turn on the notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Please share this video with your friends. Call or text 267-225-3392. Email me, phillieshotstove@gmail.com. Check out the social media link in the description section at phillieshotstove, Instagram, @HeartFanax, Instagram. 7:05, the first pitch tonight. Zach Wheeler, Joe Girardi said he's ready to go. He's going to be starting tonight. I forgot to mention that earlier. Zach Wheeler is going to be on the mound tonight. 4-0, the 2.47 ERA. 2 former Mets going against each other. Jacob deGrom's not a former Met because he's still on the team. I'm just saying 2 guys who used 2 teammates going against each other, former teammates. DeGrom 4-1 with a 1.67 ERA. We got a big battle tonight in Philly. DeGrom versus Wheeler. This is going to be a good, exciting matchup. We might see a pitcher's duel tonight, folks. Wheeler has been good against his former team so far this year, so let's hope he can keep up his success. I will talk to y'all later. Let's go Phillies. Good win last night, 4-1. Yes, indeedy. Let's hope that these injuries don't come back to bite us, man. This is getting bad. I will talk to y'all later. Let's go Phillies. See you guys.